In this video, we're going to very quickly cover how to set up the Panopto Recorder. By default, the Panopto Recorder opens to the Create New Recording tab. This tab is broken down into a handful of sections, which we will need to set up in order to prepare for our recording. This process can seem daunting, but is fairly straightforward once you understand the pieces. At the top, we have Session Settings. Here you will first select what folder to save your video. Panopto defaults to My Folder, which is a private folder that only you have access to. To ensure that your students can access your video, you will want to change this to a public folder. All LeTourneau professors have a public folder created in their name. To change this folder, click on the drop-down arrow, then click the arrow next to Department Videos, then next to your department, and finally, left-click on your name. Folder should now display your name next to it. Below folder is where your video name is defined. Panopto defaults to the current day and time, but you can change this to whatever suits your needs. Finally, if you want your video to be live streamed, click the webcast checkbox at the top right of the section. Doing so will open new options at the bottom of the Panopto Recorder, including a place where your webcast link will appear once you start your recording. You will want to share this link with your students so they can watch your live stream. The next area to set up is Primary Sources on the left. This is where you'll set up your video camera and microphone. Typically, Panopto will auto-detect your hardware devices. If the wrong device is listed, feel free to select them from the drop-downs. If no device is listed, check your camera's connection to your computer to make sure it's correctly set up. When properly connected, Panopto will show you a preview of your video camera and the volume of your audio via the color bar. If the volume is too quiet or too loud, you can adjust it using the slider on the right. Next, you can set the quality of your recording. The higher the quality, the larger the video resolution, and the longer the video will take to process. Finally, in this section, you can choose whether or not to capture computer audio, which is useful if you intend to share a video or audio file with your viewers. Otherwise, we recommend leaving this unchecked. The last section to set up is Secondary Sources. Here, you have options to share a PowerPoint lecture, to share your computer screen, or even to share feed from a second camera. To share any of these secondary sources, check the box next to it. You'll see that a preview of your selection opens on the right side of the screen so that you can verify that the correct item is being shared. If you do not want to share your screen in your presentation, make sure Capture Main Screen is unchecked. Otherwise, your students will see the Panopto Recorder. If you want to share a PowerPoint presentation, Panopto will provide you with a button to navigate to the PowerPoint presentation. Once you've selected your PowerPoint, Panopto will ask whether or not you'd like to begin the presentation after the PowerPoint opens. Feel free to say yes if you're ready to begin your presentation. Once you set up all the sources you'd like to share with your students, you are ready to record.